Hello and welcome back. This is video number 3 and we're going to talk about benefits. And the reason why we want to talk about benefits before we talk about headlines and subheadlines and all the other sales copy is simply because benefits are inside of your headlines, are inside of your bullet points, inside of your sales copy. So that's why this is so crucial. So benefits first, headlines later. And I really want you to focus on things like power words or verbs or action words. If you can include more of these within your bullet points and inside of your headlines and along with your benefits, then you will essentially create a pretty powerful headline and pretty powerful bullet points. Because if you really think about it, and going back to kind of the mindset, what we talked about earlier is we need to focus on what's in it for me on this webinar. So obviously me is going to be your prospect. So what's in it for your prospect on this webinar? What's so special on the live webinar? Or maybe if you can split it up here, what's so special about them actually signing up and attending the live webinar versus if they didn't attend the webinar, what would they actually be missing out on? So that's something you want to jot down. Okay, maybe they need to attend the live webinar because you're going to show something to everybody that you don't want everybody else to see. So you're going to see that angle used a lot with webinars. Another thing is maybe if somebody attends the live webinar, they can ask you questions because if they're watching a webinar replay, they may not be able to ask you the actual questions live. So a lot of people like that aspect, and I think we all do, especially if we're going to buy a product, we want to make sure that we want to ask as many questions as possible. So that's why live webinars essentially are really, really good. The webinar replays are just as powerful, but live webinars oftentimes are much more powerful simply because it's live and you're able to answer more questions. Let's take a look at the actual benefits. So what are benefits? Benefits are things not just that people get, because those are actually features. So if we take a look at a chair, the feature would be like the chair rocks. So it's, for example, if it's a rocking chair, the chair is rocking, the feet on the rocking maybe is made up of a certain material. But if you think about it, if somebody read that, if they were like, okay, this chair was made of some sort of amazing material, in their minds, they're thinking, well, why does that matter? Like, why should I care about that, right? And if you think about it, if you look at a product and they just list all the features, that is red, that is green, that is stainless steel, none of that matters to you, right? Until you'll understand how that will impact you, right? So without the benefit, it means nothing to the visitor. Now, if we switch it around and we take a look at it and we say, well, this rocking chair will help you relax. It's made of this type of material that when you rock the chair, you don't even feel like you're even rocking. So what it does is it indirectly helps you relax, which then indirectly helps lessen your stress levels. So if you're selling that to somebody who, is extremely stressed, is looking for solutions, looking for ways to solve that kind of pain, then guess what? You're more likely to appeal to that type of person, right? So I really want you to think about benefits. Don't even think about features. And I'll give you more examples as we go on. But I really want you to think about that. What are the benefits of your webinar? So if they come and attend it, and maybe they get to talk to a guest, or maybe the guest comes is going to talk about something that will solve their pain. So if you know their pain, it's easier to solve that pain, right? If you don't know them, you don't know what their pain is, you don't know what they go through, your prospect that is, then it's really hard to speak directly to them. Now, I'm going to actually give you some headlines that you can use, and you can fill in the blanks of the headlines and with action words and verbs and power words. The power words are things like, discover, or finally do this or do that, or how to. And verbs add the effect and make it more kind of powerful. So what I recommend that you do is, there are tons of power words out there on the internet. In fact, if we head on over to Google and you just type in power words, you can actually see in Google, there are many places where you can get access to power words. In fact, I like to just go straight to the images section, which will give me access to a bunch of kind of cheat sheets, which will allow me to find power words. So we click on this and we can view the actual image. So we'll zoom in a little bit, but it says top 100 power words. Now these are resume words, so let's move on to another one. So we can see absolute, amaze, authentic, bargain, quick and easy, direct, easy, excellent. So you see these are kind of words that just stand out to you, right? So use these words within your headlines. Here's some more power words to use as well. So you don't even have to go out there and buy, swipe files or anything like that. There are tons of swipe files that are on Google that you can actually use. So now that you have a better idea of what a benefit is and what power words are, and to use action verbs, let's talk about creating headlines. And I'll actually give you an actual swipe headline that you can use yourself that has worked well for us.